Recording in progress.
Well, you know,
I feel
tradition.
so underdressed. Everybody, is in costumes.
Well, I'm
Well,
wearing the fabulous shirt that I wore for one of my favorite AstroTim photographs. The one that I have for timworld.net, the website that I spend entirely too much money on each year, just for the sake of saying, yes, I have a website.
oh,
I don't have the technical skills to go in and do anything with it, but once I got it set, there it is, and it's only a lot of money. But yeah, this is the same shirt, the picture I think Deb took of me and my electric sitar. Wearing this exact same shirt, the only real difference is another 15 pounds and a beard.
there you go. Well, we're here to discuss Batlantis and all of the splendor that is that. And
Oh,
so, why
splendor.
don't we go around the circle here and introduce yourselves? Paul.
Well, I am sometimes Paul. I'm sometimes Count Robot. On this recording, I am Van Weirdlock, I think. And yeah, there I am.
Yep,
So
you
call me
are
whatever.
Van Weirdlock. Okay,
It's so
and
beautiful. Oh, don't forget Drake Roby.
Yeah,
Hey,
sometimes I'm Drake Roby, but on this one, I think I'm Van Weirdlock.
What am I? I think I'm DNA.
You're Dobra Jean Ashentree.
Oh, Dover Jane
Right, of
Ashton. Yeah.
course.
of course,
Yes.
and Tim, you're Tim, and
yes, because I'm all about pushing my own name out there, reminding people I ain't dead yet. And so, yeah, other people are free to use pseudonyms. I'm far too vain to use pseudonyms. I'm all about, I'm Tim. I don't know how many years I got left, but I want people to know I play music. Yay!
so Eric, do you want to introduce yourself?
I think I might be. I'm Eric Dolphrey on.
Yes,
You're
you
E.
are.
Dolphrey in
E.
this.
Dolphrey. Uh, but
That sounds like a noise reduction system.
It does.
right, yeah, exactly. So I guess I'm back in black here, but yeah, I have no costume myself. But um, anyway, this I'm looking forward to this.
Well, the reason I thought we should chat about this recording is that it's really quite different from your other recordings that you have made in canyons, forests, other natural situations. But this one is really distinctive. And there are a couple things that I wanted to ask about. And one was the miking, because the reverb is just so overwhelming. And it's it's unlike any of your other recordings. So could you talk a little bit about where were the mics placed in relation to you?
Well, are you asking any specific one of us or?
Anybody that remembers.
Oh, the acoustics of the space itself
Yes.
were absolutely stunning. That's why Paul and Deb suggested it because it was it's a concrete underground bunker. I forget what its original use was.
I can tell
It's
you that.
in this wonderful state park in Massachusetts, and oh my God, the acoustics are devastatingly good. I mean, you could do it carefully. You could release personal methane with acoustics like that and create an album. It was
So this would be Maudslay Park
Yeah,
in
Maudsley State Park.
Newburyport.
Yeah, Newburyport, Mass. It used to be it's a bunker, and this family was very ultra rich, and they stored their orange trees over the winter in this bunker. So
wow,
it's
is that
very
what it was
wide and
for?
very high.
Okay.
that's
Yeah, for
amazing.
what was good for the trees was good for the sound. I can't believe how good it is down there. It's crazy.
So but no particular recollection of where the mics were, or
Paul would know.
Paul.
Yeah, Paul plays them all.
Um,
True.
it's basically Zooms, and I put one in front of each of us, and that was really it.
Wow.
So it was kind of, sort of a nice compromise between how we normally do things and a little more isolation. Not so much isolation, but if you had one next to each one of us, then you could, to a certain degree, emphasize or de emphasize each person and create a balance. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here.
Well, Paul, how many
hmm
Zooms did you have going?
I just ended up having four. I,
Just,
for some, what?
just only four.
Yeah, just four, one for each of us. Yeah.
Right.
I've got a couple more. I don't know why I didn't bring them off the top of my head, but
Yeah,
we
these are
just have,
Zoom H2s, and
yeah.
The
those
small.
are just remarkable quality. The remarkable sound quality. They're even though they're like 10, 12 years, at least 10 years old now, the quality is just amazing on those things.
Is quite impressive. So, Eric, uh, I see here that you were doing some conducting.
Oh, that was just one short little piece. It was a conceptual thing, but other than that, it was all free improv. But I had you like I had some prepared or phone stuff with like unprepared like recordings of trains and a few other things. But that was like a live thing I did.
Okay, so you had a way to play back these tracks.
Yeah, YouTube. I mean, Bluetooth speaker.
Okay, all right, and
Hey,
and
Mark, can I
so
jump in here for?
conducting wise, was this like a conductor, or was it? Were you like?
I try not to be Elvis Hitler. And
I'm
remember
thinking
what?
more of a traffic cop, or it's like you go now, or
Yeah, it was more like, yeah, like having different people play at certain times and then playing together, as I recall. But that was just the only one where we were. Everything else was spontaneous.
well,
Eric, don't.
you have one
Oh,
longer piece. The Countess waits in her crumbling mansion. Uh, that went on for 12 minutes. Now, which song did you do the conducting on?
The very
Um,
first one, right?
The very first one,
Batlantis.
Batlantis? Okay,
Yeah, the title track.
awesome.
Eric came up with a title for that too. Credit goes to Eric.
Not to be confused with Atlantis.
Ha!
Right, right.
Day out in the woods.
Which not to be confused with Georgia or the region near Russia, Soviet, the former Soviet Union.
Right.
So we're clear on that.
Right.
Very
But
good.
I don't want Eric to sell himself short. With his directing was a really great idea, and what he really did was is he screened what each of us was going to do, and then after he knew what we were going to do, that's when he kind of put it together.
Oh, okay. Did you audition that before you ran the recorders, or how did?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So you guys have been doing outdoor recording in a variety of settings for many years now, and you've seen a lot of different spots, and you've sought out canyons, bridges, forests. You're kind of cutting a particular path for what you do. And what have you learned along the way? from doing all these recordings in natural settings?
Well, I've learned how much nature can contribute back into the music you're making.
Oh
How
yeah. Oh yeah.
too, like a bird song, or even other people walking by or something. Every little element helps. And
Yes.
Like when in the Clinton Tunnel,
Yeah.
which I think is no longer available. They're making it into a bike trail, which is cool. But you'd hear the sound in the tunnel of these Harleys going by. It's like a bass line, and I used that for another project, and I just had the Harley going from the tunnel, and then I had acoustic bass. The acoustic bass player just came in and continued what the Harleys were doing. But you get fun sonic accidents sometimes, or like as Deb was saying, sometimes there could be a blue jay or some birds and who knows what, and it's fun that you can end up interacting with creatures you weren't intending to interact
Yeah.
with, or machines in some cases.
Deb had a great quote from a previous interview. Nature is music, and it's absolutely true. And we've used that extensively, and we've been blessed with all kinds of. Each session has something cool sonically that the surroundings provide to us. And there were two that we made in the same summer, outdoors in the wild regions of Massachusetts, called the Fellsway or the Fells. And I think at least once, possibly both times, it was some kind of heat emergency. We were all we all were quite careful to bring water and dress for the weather and be prepared to abandon ship if we started showing signs of heat stroke. It was that bad. Being outside was probably not a good idea, but I'm glad we did. And I think on both sessions,
The first one was actually not in the Fells. It was at the Phillips Brooks Estate at the House Foundation, which is not the Fells, but the second was at the former air defense facility.
Anti-aircraft battery thing.
But Mark, the first place we played at was where you had those early COVID Zoom things, and that's where I played and they played there as well at the old House Foundation.
Right.
I bring it up because on at least one of these, the wind was blowing crazily, and it was a big, big part of the recording. To have this roaring wind, it was just it was a little bit scary and intimidating and fun, and it really fed all of our performances, I think.
I gotta say that Tim, I think you forgot I almost fainted in that first session.
Okay, so I wasn't.
So I was the idiot who didn't hydrate himself.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah, but we were that was a it was a hazard. It was a hazard. I'm sorry you almost fainted.
It would have been better if I did.
But he didn't.
We would have. It would have made for a good take, though.
Exactly.
Maybe. You don't know. If it didn't happen.
You never know it will work.
So, what do you have planned for this summer?
Well, we're talking about going to, we're not sure because last year it was closed, but going to not Prince Edward Island, Fort Warren in Boston Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
They have some great acoustics in their artillery. We call it the gunpowder
room.
The powder room, yeah. And it's great. And then there's also the Dark Tower portion, which is very, very creepy. And We've done some recordings there before, Paul and I have, and but I think we've been wanting to get all of us there.
The key is to go there when there's not a lot of tourists.
Right, right. But there's this room that is that's pitch black in the dark tower. There has no lights in it. There's no light coming into it, but it's wild to play in, and the acoustics are unbelievable.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, they had a Confederate soldiers as prisoners there in the way back.
Eek.
Yeah,
And Poe was stationed there at one point too.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's where he deserted the army.
What better place than that? Yeah,
And of course, it's supposedly haunted too.
of course. So, about this this thing that you do with traveling around and finding different places to record, I think it's really exciting, and I think it's a really interesting approach to expand the palette of people improvising together. And it's unique, and you've got a great thing going. And I recommend once again Batlantis. And I think at this point we're probably going to turn off the recorder, if you don't mind. Is that all right?
Can I say one
Okay.
more thing before
Of course, of
sign
course.
off? We have about an hour still of recorded material from that session from Batlantis we haven't even dived into yet.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we
if you
recorded
got
for like
four-
a long time that day.
4
Yeah.
Zooms going.
So expect a Batlantis too.
Or something,
Yeah.
yeah.
Batlantis Beyond the Thunderdome. Batlantis,
Yeah.
The Wrath of Batlantis.
Wrath of Batlantis. Yes.
That sounds good.
Atlantis!
That
As opposed to Con!
Go!
Con!